Hello, everyone. So I had written a PSA about COVID to give everyone, but it's really not that important anymore. But the basic gist was that I cannot keep up with the news about the virus. I would have to put out a video every day, and though I am now in a semi-quarantine situation, asked to work from home, but still working nonetheless, I do not have the ability to produce a video every day and maintain my sanity, and therefore I will not be keeping up with the news on Corona. But that does not mean that I do not have a Corona-related story, because frankly, what else is there to talk about? Prior to the strongly recommended quarantines in New York, the New York Post had published this article, Quarantine and Chill, How New Yorkers Are Mating and Dating During Coronavirus. And I thought it was funny, so let's talk about it. In fair Corona, where we lay our scene, Juliet is prepping for a hot pandemic lockdown. Condoms, a bunch of sex toys, also a mask, but not for coronavirus purposes, says Mal, 41, reading off her quarantine shopping list. The Lower East Sider, who declined to share her last name for privacy reasons, tells the Post that she has great sexpectations for the guy she's been seeing during this viral outbreak. She thinks the next few weeks will be like those after the 9/11 attacks, when she and her then-boyfriend holed up in an apartment for several steamy days. We were stuck inside, and it was fantastic, she says. I felt safer with him. That's not all you felt with him. Ha! Yeah, easy joke. I think it is odd, however, that being stuck inside during 9/11 in New York was a time when people wanted to get down and dirty. I think that's a bit fucked up, but whatever, I guess. Coronavirus panic may be driving locals indoors, but it's not killing their mojos. It just means they have to get craftier about canoodling, whether they're single or partnered. That means setting up dates in less crowded places to gel with recommendations from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, swapping face-to-face liaisons for sexy texts and cuffing a crush for a potentially lengthy quarantine. Jason Lin, 24, is trying to lock down his Corona cling fast. I'm working the DMs, says the single financial advisor who lives in North Jersey. It's been quiet. Everyone's very cautious. I would usually give them some shit for quote-unquote being in those DMs, but I got together with a girl from the internet, so I mean, it's not the weirdest thing. And what's the alternative right now? Go meet somebody in person? Hell no, there's a virus. But if his company tells him to work from home, he hopes to shack up with someone specific, a Connecticut girl he's been seeing, ideally in her place, far away from the germy city. I swear, the tri-state area is such a bizarre place. The tri-state being New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. If you are in the right place, all three of these locations are a bit of a drive away from each other. So whereas if you lived in Texas and say, hey, I'm dating a guy in Oklahoma, you could be a solid 12 hours away, or 30 minutes. Shit's weird. It would be heaven to be stuck with her for 2 weeks, says Lynn, who's been stocking up on protection of all kinds, disinfectant wipes, hand sanitizer, and condoms. He's envisioning Netflix and chill sessions, a Narcos binge watch with plenty of nookie interludes. I'd get to really know her, he says. I'm sorry, but this written out sounds so cringy. It's just... No, I can't. Have a nice day. I'm moving on. It's odd, because this quarantine and chill session may have some adverse consequences on the population. So it is a well-understood fact that millennials are less likely to have kids. That has been a trend and well reported. But this kind of situation does lend itself to an interesting circumstance. You see, in situations like snowstorms, hurricanes, natural disasters, basically any situation where people are locked inside for a while, you find that 9 months later there's a huge surge in birth rate. With that in mind, let's look at this scenario we find ourselves in. For the past, 2 weeks or so, we have steadily increased the amount that people have been asked to stay indoors. President Trump just earlier this week announced that all people should look to self-quarantine for 15 days. So that leads a whole bunch of couples to be chilling out in their houses with nothing but each other for company. Getting freaky is a bit expected, no? I mean, hell, I had one of me and my fiance's personal friends message her and say, he gets first dibs to name our corona baby. No, 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 no. Not right now, but thanks for the thought. But while I may be playing it safe, that does not mean that everyone is. And if there was ever a time to get a bunch of millennials to have kids, this is probably going to be the thing that does it. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing, so please leave a comment down below. Be sure to share this out to your friends if you thought it was interesting, and I appreciate you guys for staying with me this evening. I hope you all stay safe, and I will see you all soon.